Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, please do the right thing, subscribe, like, comment, share, whatever makes sense for you, just do it. So today in our daily trends video, we start in Midrand. I'm hearing that there's a wheelchair that is skipping robots that side. Let's watch.
Stopping at the robot even. Traffic cop is stopping. Oh, I thought he's stopping him. I know he's finishing this one. He's entering. What is happening? Oh. So come here, kitchen
Interesting. So if you look at this road, I think this road is one of those roads. It's called New Road, if I'm not mistaken, in Midrand. It looks like it's coming from the side of the highway, the N1, towards the old Pretoria Road, headed to the Rand Airport. It's called Rand Regional Airport in Midrand. If you look at the wheelchair, if he was gonna go to the left, I think he was gonna go down to the side of Teasers, towards Centurion, that area, if you know that area. Or if he's gonna turn right, he's gonna go towards the Gautrain and the Boulder Small and all that. But it looks like this guy went straight ahead. Is this an electric wheelchair? It looks like it's an electric wheelchair, and he's gonna cross the first road, which is like the first lane, to the next one. Unfortunately, the video is gonna end before we can see whether he's gonna cross the last lane, but it looks like the guy is not abiding by the law, because everybody that is using the road, including bikers, cyclists, pedestrians, cars or drivers, they all have to abide by the law. They all have to abide by the traffic laws. But our Mr. Wheelchair on here is not abiding by the law. It looks like he's late for his flight though. It looks like he's late for the flight because he's headed towards the Rand Regional Airport in Midrand. This looks like an advanced wheelchair. The guy has brakes. You can see the review mirrors on his wheelchair. You can see he's got a nice backpack. It looks electric. So just because you're on an electric wheelchair, sir, doesn't mean you can just disrespect traffic laws like this, especially during traffic hours. But let's talk about what happened here. So he applies the brakes. He applies the brakes and stop at the robot. If you listen to the people that are taking the video, they're surprised that the traffic cops didn't stop the wheelchair guy. But why would you stop the wheelchair guy? Because I feel like this is the perception about people. They think that the roads are only made for vehicles. Roads are not only made for vehicles, they're made for cyclists, bikers, wheelchairs, pedestrians, everyone. Buses, well, they're not made for trains, of course, and aircraft can land on roads. So they're not only made for cars, guys. So roads are not only made for cars. I think it's something that maybe we need to take into consideration, that roads are not only made for cars. Aircrafts can land on these roads as well. That's why you also see these guys pushing those trolleys. They are made for everyone, guys. They're not gonna stop you just because you're pushing a trolley, because roads are made for everyone. So that's why traffic cops did not stop this guy. I said he skipped the robot because this is what he did. The robot is still red, but watch what's gonna happen. It's still red. It's still saying green for the cars that are crossing, but his robot is still red if you check there in front of you. And then he's gonna skip the robot. He's gonna skip the robot because that's skipping the robot. He left before the robot was green. Such an unsafe driving, Mr. Wheelchair. I know probably you are late for your flight or whatever, because it looks like he's headed to the airport and with his backpack there. If he was headed to the Gautrain, he would have turned right, and then if he was headed to Centurion, he would have turned left, but he's going straight towards the Rand airport. So unsafe driving, especially during traffic hours. You can see there's a lot of cars on the road, and there's sirens, traffic cops passing, all that. It's a busy day, but this guy chose to skip the robot. Such an unsafe driving, guys. So we need to be mindful of that, and also we need to learn that just because I'm using a wheelchair doesn't grant me the right to skip the robot. That's what I wanted to say, that you're not going to just skip robots just because you're a biker or you're on a wheelchair or you're a cyclist. You still have to abide by the rules. That's why pedestrians also have to wait until the light is green. Yeah, this kind of behavior is not allowed, guys. This kind of behavior. But roads are not only made for vehicles, they're also made for pedestrians, aircrafts, people on wheelchairs, cyclists, bikers. Everybody can use the road. So that's why you need to be mindful when you're driving your car, when you're on a wheelchair, when you're cycling. You're not only controlling your own motor vehicle or whatever transport you're using, you're also driving other people's cars. And anything can happen to him, and then we will be talking a different language here. So let's be mindful, guys. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. What do you guys think about this video? Was the Mr. Pedestrian correct to skip the robot and cross lanes while his red light is still flashing? I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear you, because sometimes as pedestrians, I also do it as well. Sometimes I'll skip the road and then wait for the car to pass, and I'll skip the lane even though my light is flashing red. But it's not safe. This can't be safe. This can never be safe at all. Yeah, let's move on, guys. Now we head to Cape Town, where a cement truck collided with about 17 cars. You know what? Before I can provide any commentary, any information, let's watch the video. Let's do it. Let's watch.
Okay. De kleurvlek eruit, hè? Ja.
Hey, akumanaka. Kuna izaitika ona hii. Marwatsi. Mana aba narutadza kuburiswa mumotikari shamwari baba. Shit. Hey. 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 Wakumana. Hey. Matragira ruza konroira wakumana. Akachimanya. Mamutu mona. Kuma mune vamsura baba. Ndopaka pasai ndopaka. Atupura pandizo ntotokayo ndi mukati. Ngati undi mota manga. Apa kumanya ari kuva achidzika mutero. Kumana. Da pakaipa. Ya mungozoona hapana kumira mushe pana.
Yo.
And you could have gone into, if you had taken refugee gun.
Yes. Yeah, so you saw everything. If you look at the information about this incident, it says a cement truck lost control, colliding with approximately 17 vehicles at Kloofneck Road in Cape Town. I've driven in Cape Town before. I know that the roads in Cape Town are very small. Driving in Cape Town can be a bit of a tough one because the roads are very tiny, they're very small. You have to sort of squash yourself in if you are driving there, especially if you're driving on the CBD. If you're driving in the CBD, you have to squash yourself in within taxis, within buses, cars, people passing, crossing. It's like tough to drive in Cape Town because the roads are very tiny, like they're very small in terms of size. But if you look at Kloofneck Road, it's not that small, it's not that tiny. It's quite wide enough for cars to pass. But our cement truck driver here lost control and collided with 17 cars. Thankfully, no one died. Yeah, we just heard of 12 individuals that sustained injuries ranging from minor to severe, and they were transported to hospitals. So there were no deaths on this incident. That's a good story. But 17 vehicles were involved in this truck collision. Yeah, what would you do if your car was parked there and it got involved in this kind of crash? Does this give you that wake-up call to say, oh, I need car insurance? Is it good enough reason for you to start looking for car insurance after watching this video? I'm not sure. Car insurance is expensive, guys. Or we'll also start thinking about checking your brakes, because the truck driver could have lost his brakes. Maybe his brakes failed, or he was just sleeping, or he was just being naughty inside the truck. I've seen truck drivers driving with their phones in their hands. Let's watch the pedestrians, how they save their lives. Sometimes if it's not your day, it's not your day here. Look at these two lady and gentleman here. The gentleman is gonna cross the road, looking to cross the road, but the sister is headed straight. Probably she wants to turn left, but our gentleman here is gonna cross the road just a second before everything happens, just like that. And he's already smashing on cars there. And I don't know what happened to our sister there wearing white. Probably she ran away. She could have, because she was never seen against that wall there. Imagine what would have happened. When it's not your day, it's not your day. Maybe before we can move on to the next video, we could say maybe sometimes it's good for you, before you leave your house, to just say a short prayer, and then also tell your loved ones that you love them. You never know what can happen. Sometimes that prayer can save you, like it saved that sister. Thank God. Let's move on to the next video. Okay, so now let's head to Johannesburg, Gauteng in Berea, where a security guard was eliminated by thugs. Before I can give my commentary, let's watch the video. Unfortunately, there's no audio on this one. Before we can continue, let's learn some lessons on this one. If you can check the time, there is 40 minutes after 12, which is like after midnight. It's a Sunday. It's not very busy, but there are still taxis running, as you can see on this video. So a pedestrian is walking past. Our security guard is chilled there, but you can see there's people walking. He's probably thinking these guys are walking together because the first guy passed. And then these guys are gonna visit him. They're gonna turn. So the good thing that our security guy did here, he noticed a threat. And then he keeps a distance. He's trying to keep a distance. He noticed there's a threat coming and keeps a distance. That's a good thing he did there. But then the bad thing he did is to relax. Now he's starting to relax. He's relaxing now. You know, look at his posture. He's no longer in active mode, in combat mode. He's just chilled, he's relaxed. Big mistake. If you notice a threat, you must make sure that before you can relax, the threat is eliminated or the threat has to have disappeared before you can relax. I wonder what they're asking him. They could be asking him for directions, or if he's seen anything. You know, they're trying to fool him, and he's fool enough to give them directions and talk to them after noticing that they are a threat. This is not a good posture for a security guard. He's too close to the threat, and he's not keeping enough distance anymore like he did before. And now it looks like he's gonna make a third mistake. He's looking at his phone now. Third mistake, he's looking at his phone. He bought the skeleton, man. And the fourth mistake is to look away. That's the fourth mistake there. Mistake number 4 is looked away. That's when you're most vulnerable, when you look away. Mistake number 5, he's drawing on a draw. You can't draw on a draw unless you're gonna use your firearm. You drew on a draw first time, you didn't use your firearm. Now you are drawing on a draw. You are risking your life when you do that. Just to recap, lesson number 1, if we can recap this one. The security guard is watching. He sees people passing by and cars also passing by. But then these two gentlemen are gonna come straight to him, towards him. And then he's gonna notice them and realize they're a threat. He's gonna realize they're a threat, and he's gonna distance himself, keep a distance, but drawing. You can see he's got a firearm there. He's drawing. But then his posture is not good enough for me. I'm not happy with his posture. His marksmanship is not good enough. The good thing he did here is to keep a distance, because you must always keep a distance from the threat just to save yourself. But then he's drawing his firearm, but he's not using it. That could be another mistake. Maybe that's mistake number 0, which is mistake number 0.1. Yeah, that's another mistake there. He drew and not use his firearm, because when you're gonna draw, you have to use it. And I'm not a specialist. I'm not a professional on this one. I'm not a security specialist, but I know that if you're gonna draw, you're gonna use it. If you're gonna draw, you must use it. Now he's gonna make a lot of mistakes. Now he's gonna buy the SKLM. He's gonna shift his focus on the threat, because the threat hasn't been eliminated. He's gonna start looking at his phone, you know, after buying their skeleton, because they're probably starting to talk to him, asking for directions or if he's seen anything. I wonder what they're saying to him and what he's saying to them, but it looks like a friendly one, because now he's chilled. You can see his posture there. It's not good enough, and he's gonna look at his phone. He's also smoking as well. He's gonna look at his phone and look away. Those are mistakes, man. And he's gonna draw again. When he sees they're drawing again, the threat is coming again. You never look away until the threat has been eliminated or the threat has disappeared. Right there, the threat was still there with him, and he looked away, he relaxed, he bought a skeleton, he lost focus, and he paid the price. He paid the price for this one, unfortunately. But I have good news, guys. I have good news on this one. I have good news on this one. Yes, they're gonna live like that, but I have good news on this one. So I have good news on this one. The good news is that the bad guys were seen entering one of the flats in Berea, Johannesburg, 4 minutes after committing their ordeal or their act. Apparently they were eliminated in that flat. They were eliminated inside that flat, so that's a good news that these assailants were caught and were eliminated as well. So this one is a good ending. We leave this one at that, but then those lessons we've learned. Okay, now let's head to Centurion, where a dog just watched as thugs ransacked the house. As you can see, a car belonging to intruders is parked nicely inside a yard. Inside this property, the car is parked there nicely. You know what? Let's watch. Yeah, I think this one ends there. Okay, let's learn some lessons on this one. I remember we are not official security personnel. If you're looking for security advices, please contact relevant bodies. We're only learning lessons from videos that we watch based on what happens during that video or in that video. So on this one, a dog notices that there's an intruder at the gate. It barked once or twice. The driver or the intruder is going to open the driver's door, but he's gonna just go ahead and do whatever I wanted to do. The dog is gonna go around. One thing I noticed is that the dog is not wagging its tail, so it means that the dog doesn't know these guys. The dog is not wagging its tail at all. Actually, its tail is down there. It shows that the dog is a little scared, is confused, it doesn't understand what's happening, and it's gonna go back to the house. But then watch, the driver is suspecting that this thing is going to take a bit of a while. He even closes the gate, and now he's headed to the house. But his friends are going to come running, carrying stuff, like it looks like laptops, bags, or what, purse, whatever small things, they are gadgets they are holding there. I wonder what happened in the house, because they are running away in speed. The driver has to now open the gate again, and then quickly they're gonna drive off. Leave the gate open just like that. Few lessons. So the lesson is, firstly, maybe we need to fix the gate first before we can talk about the dog. Let's talk about the gate first. I mean, if you're gonna have a gate like this one, and you probably have a motor there, electric motor to open the gate with a remote and all, but you have to make sure that the gate or the remote motor is protected, because most of these kind of gates allow thugs and intruders to put in sticks and things and rods and dismantle the electric motor, so they can just open the gate forcefully using their hands, just like in this case. That's what they did. For security reasons, I wouldn't have a gate like this in the neighborhood like this one. In a village, yes I can, but in a neighborhood like this one, I probably have a gate that is well sealed, that is no one can see from outside, especially maybe if I have an electric motor by the gate's electric motor. I have to make sure that it's also protected, making sure that nobody can put rods or sticks from outside. But these guys looks like they managed to break inside and park their cars inside. So clearly the gate is not gating, the gate is not secured. And also, if I'm gonna have an electric motor for the gate, I'll make sure that it's properly protected so that nobody can fiddle with it and tamper with it like these guys did. Let's talk about the dog. So the dog starts from here. The dog is approaching, sees there's intruders, looks like it's gonna charge, but the driver is gonna open his door and it's gonna get out nicely without being bothered. The dog's tail is down, is almost between its legs. Clearly the dog is not understanding what's happening, doesn't know these people, because it's not wagging its tail, so clearly doesn't know these people. And it's gonna just go around smelling the car and all, and it's gonna go back. The dog is gonna go back. My issue is this an inside job? People will say this is an inside job. Probably the driver knows the dog knows the driver, but no, the dog is not really wagging his tail, and its tail is almost between its legs, so the dog doesn't know. What kind of dog is this? I'm worried about this dog. I'm really worried about this dog, guys. What kind of dog is this? Is this a security dog, or is just a pet? Like, you know those dogs that do pedicures, they go for pedicures and manicures. And this is what you get if you're gonna have a dog that has a bed. It does pedicures, manicures. The dog goes for teeth, whitening, and all those things. Some of the dogs eat with fork and knife. This is what happens. The dog has a bed, sits on a couch. These are the kind of dogs that will give you this kind of results. A dog's supposed to do what dogs do, which is to bite or bark. One of the two, at least bark or bite. This dog didn't do one of those, and it's just leaving this property unattended, exposed. It's just a useless dog. That's why these kind of dogs, I don't want them. And I don't want a dog that's gonna sit on a couch. I don't want a dog that's gonna go for manicures and pedicures, has a bed, watches TV, eat with fork and knife and all. No. The guys are just gonna leave the gate open like that just because the dog is stupid enough. But anyway, let's leave this one here. Okay guys, you really have to brace yourself for this one. I don't know which part of South Africa this one is coming from. I'm hearing a lot of people suspecting that it could be Cape Town. I'm not sure. But you know what, let's watch. Here, 2 thieves will be caught red-handed after the quickest response by SAPS ever seen in the world. Ever seen, ever. This is the quickest response ever by the SAPS. But let's watch. The good news is that we have audio on this one, so let's watch it before I can give my commentaries and also see if there are lessons we can learn from it. Let's watch. Scary that you could be sleeping in your yard and then someone is busy ransacking your yard. So these guys are just gonna pass, and then are they passing? No. One of them is gonna turn in because there's no gate. Maybe that's a lesson we can learn. The other guy is gonna walk up straight to other houses. This looks like these guys are just going house to house, because that guy is carrying something there. Let's look at this guy, the other guy. The other guy is carrying something. He's got some goods with him, and it's 3 a.m. The other guy is gonna walk in because there's no gate, there's no security fence. There is a security camera though. That's why we can watch this. Is the guy limping, guys? Is it me? Is it my eyes, or is the guy limping? Probably he got into trouble somewhere, and that's why he's limping, because he is walking rather gingerly. He's walking rather gingerly. And then the guy is gonna check inside the car, front seats, to see if there's anything there, like bags, laptops, wallets, bags, handbags, anything, guns, shotguns. The guy's checking with his torch, and he's checking seriously to see what's inside this car. He's gonna go at the back seat. He's gonna check back seat as well, and he's going to turn around the vehicle, go around the vehicle, listen for any movements. Did you see his pause there? He was listening for any movements. Is someone watching him? So he took a pause. There's a dog barking by the neighbor, because this side in this house doesn't look like they have a security dog. And then looks like it's gonna go by the door, maybe on the other side. No, he's coming back. Ooh, that security light went off. Went on and off. And he still continues. He didn't mind it. The guy doesn't mind the security light that went off, because that's a red flag for you as a thief. Because that's a sign, that's a red flag. Unless if you're an amateur thief. If you're an amateur thief, then you still stay there, continue whatever you're doing. And this friend is gonna come by, pass by. He's holding a lot of stuff there. He's even dropping some of it. And he's looking for his friend. This friend is calling him. It looks he can't see him, eh? It looks he didn't see his friend, because he's gonna walk past. He walks past, and this friend continues to do whatever is checking inside. The dogs on the other side continues to bark. Dogs continues to bark, and he's thinking, what must I do now? He's gonna come back to the other side. He's limping, this guy. Looks like he's walking rather gingerly. And what is he gonna do now? Oh, he's gonna use a rubber band to break the window. So he's gonna use a rubber band to break the window. I don't know what he had in that rubber band for it to break the window. He's gonna try to put his hand inside the car to try to open the door from inside. That's gonna ring the alarm of the car. I didn't hear it though. Okay, I think we need to learn some few lessons here. Lesson number 1, always have a security wall or security fence or a security dog that can charge and can bark, at least. So it's bad that these guys don't have a security wall, but the good thing is that always have a security camera. These guys have a security camera. That's why we are watching. That's a good thing there. It's a plus for the property. Always have an alarm in your car so that when things like this happen, your car can just start ringing the siren or alarm. Lesson number 4, never leave anything valuable inside your car, guys. Make sure that whenever you leave your car, all the valuables are removed. All those things, never leave anything, because when these guys come, they're gonna help themselves, just like this guy is helping himself. This is the part I want to talk about. Oh, that screech from the police gave it away a bit. Oh, he's gonna hear it and he's gonna come out running away and they'll charge at him. They caught him. We saw that they caught him and everything. But I have a question. Who owns this house? Who owns this property? Is this property owner maybe related to one of the members of the police officials? Because 10111 will never respond so quick like this. This has to be the quickest response by SAPS. South African Police Services will never respond so quick like this. This is unlike South Africa, guys. Unless if you are connected, or maybe you're a minister, or you're connected to the officials or police officers, or you know someone somewhere, or you have some connection of some sort. Because there's no way SAPS will respond so quickly to a scene in this fashion. This is the quickest we've seen 10111 respond to a scene. It didn't take them more than 5 minutes to respond to this scene. I am surprised. And the accomplice is gonna walk back. The guy is so stupid. He's gonna walk back and hand himself to the police. But I'm surprised. I am so surprised. I'm surprised that the guy walked back to hand himself over to the police. And I'm also surprised that the police responded so quick. I'm also surprised that they didn't come with sirens, because usually they make noise and they have blue lights, they are ringing, and then that gives away their position. And I'm also surprised that there is backup. They brought backup. This house probably belonged to someone very important. Yeah, because as SAPS never responds so quick like this. That's why I'm saying this house probably belonged to someone that is connected. There's no way 10111 will respond to a crime scene in this fashion so quick. I mean, we have to give it to them. Well done to the SAPS, but who owns the house? There is no way the SAPS will respond to a crime scene in this fashion so quick. This is the quickest response we've ever seen in South Africa. It has to go on the Guinness Book of Records. What do you guys learn from this one? Do you have lessons that probably you want to share with us? You have lessons that you saw that probably we missed. I thought lesson number 1 is to get the wall, have a security wall. Lesson number 2, probably have a security dog. And also lesson number 3, make sure that your car has an alarm. And yeah, but for the thief, they look very amateuristic. These are amateur thieves. Maybe we can give it to the police officers, but these are amateur thieves. I don't know what you guys think. Those are the lessons. Yeah, I think we can leave this one here for now.